Hello students, I hope you all having a great day. As we have started learning accountancy unit 1, introduction to accounting. In the previous class we have learned functions of accounting, importance of accounting. In importance of accounting we have seen systematic records, preparation of final statements, assessment of progress, aid to decision making, satisfies legal requirements, information to interested groups, legal evidence, computation of tax, settlement during merger. And then we have seen the branches of accounting. Can you say the branches of accounting? Can you remember it? Yes, we have seen 5 branches: financial accounting, cost accounting, management accounting, social responsibility accounting, and human resources accounting. And also we have seen bases of accounting. There are 3 bases of accounting in common usage, namely cash basis, accrual or mercantile basis, mixed or hybrid basis. So these are the things that we have covered in the previous class. So in the previous class we have left or we skipped page number 7. So in this video we are going to analyze from page number 7. All of you open your book to page number 7. Basic accounting terminologies. Have you all opened your book? So to learn accountancy, it is very important to know the terminologies. Okay, so most of the terminologies may new to you, but now onwards these words will occur every time. So uh, through this 11th 12th in your college, everywhere you are going to live with these terminologies. Okay, so it is very important to understand these words. So let's start it. Basic accounting terminologies. Accounting is a versatile system which serves a large number of purposes in the modern business world. Hence, the following terminologies need to be understood. So, what is meant by terminologies? Simply means it is a word, basic accounting words. Okay, the special words used for a particular profession. So, for this accounting profession, there are certain special words are there. So, accounting is a versatile system. That means it has many different purposes and it serves a large number of purpose in the modern world. So let's move on. The first one, transaction. Transaction. Do you know what is meant by transaction? Have you heard the word transaction? Yes, transaction means in Tamil nadavadikai, or another term parivartane. Okay, it has two different meanings, nadavadikai or parivartane. An activity which involves transfer of money or money's worth, goods, services, ideas from one person to another. So ஒரு நபரிடமிருந்து மற்றொருவருக்கு மாற்றம் செய்வதை செய்யும் செயல்பாடுகள், அது எதுவா இருந்தாலும் சரி, பணம் அல்லது பணத்துக்குரிய மதிப்பு, மேபி குட்ஸ் ஆர் சர்வீசஸ் ஆர் அசெட்ஸ், நம்மளுடைய சொத்துக்கள் எதுவா இருந்தாலும் த காஸ் ஆஃப் மணியை வைத்து டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணக்கூடிய, அதுவும் 2 பர்சன்ஸ்க்கு இடையே டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஐட்டம்ஸ் தான் டிரான்சாக்ஷன். ஓகே, பரிவர்த்தனை ஆர் நடவடிக்கை. An activity which involves transfer of money or money's worth, goods, service, ideas from one person to another person. ஒரு ஆள்கிட்ட இருந்து இன்னொரு நபர்கிட்ட பணம் அல்லது பண மதிப்பையோ மாற்றம் செய்வது, ஏதாவது ஒரு டிரான்சாக்ஷன். We are going to a shop to buy a pencil. So there is a transaction happening. We are giving money and we are getting a thing. Okay, so likewise if we are buying assets, ஏதாவது ஒரு சொத்து வாங்குறோம், we are paying money and we are registering in our name and we are owning it. So it is also called transaction. So the activity which involves transfer of money is called transaction. Next one, cash transaction. Cash transaction means பண நடவடிக்கை or ரொக்க நடவடிக்கை. It is a transaction which involves immediate cash receipt or immediate cash payment. So அந்த நம்ம டிரான்சாக்ஷன்னா என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம். அந்த டிரான்சாக்ஷன்ல உடனடியா இமீடியட்டா அந்த காசு வந்து கொடுத்து வாங்கினாங்க அப்படின்னா இட் இஸ் கால்ட் கேஷ் டிரான்சாக்ஷன். ஸோ transaction which involves immediate cash receipt or immediate cash payment, உடனடியாக காசு செலுத்தப்படுறதோ அல்லது காசு பெறப்படுறதோ it is called cash transaction. Next one, credit transaction. Credit transaction means கடன் நடவடிக்கை. So cash transaction ரொக்க நடவடிக்கை, credit transaction கடன் நடவடிக்கை. It is a transaction in which cash is not received or paid immediately but will be received or paid later. So if you are going to a shop to buy a pencil and we are paying it immediately and getting a pencil, that is cash transaction. And if we don't have money, we are going to a shop and we are asking the shopkeeper that we will pay later and you are getting that product, that means it is called credit transaction. Okay, so next one is account, கணக்கு. It is the basic unit of measurement in accounting. It is used for identifying a person or an item in accounting. An account is opened individually for a person, asset, expense, income, etc. In ledger, an account is a summary of transaction under head. So you know account, what is meant by account. Account is it is used to identify a person or item in accounting. For example, you can open an account in a person name. நம்மளோட ஒரு person மேல open பண்ணலாம், or it may be in asset name, ஒரு சொத்து மேல அல்லது ஒரு expense மேல, income மேல, anything, என்ன ஹெட்டிங் கீழேயும் நம்ம வந்து ஒரு அக்கௌண்ட் ஓபன் பண்ணி அதுல டிரான்சாக்ஷன்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம காமிக்கலாம். And next one is capital, which is very very important. Capital means முதல். It is the amount invested by the owner or proprietor in an organization. So it is the amount which is used to start a business or invest in order to make more money. ஸோ ஒரு முதல் கேபிட்டல் அப்படின்னா ஃபஸ்ட்டாக ஒரு கொஞ்சம் அமௌண்ட் போட்டு நம்ம அந்த பிஸ்னஸ் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறோம்ல, அந்த அமௌண்ட் தான் கேபிட்டல். ஸோ after that if he gain profit again he will invest the amount invested. Okay, and the capital. So this capital will go through in each and every accounts. We will see this word capital and all. Okay, let's move on to next one, drawings. So what is mean by drawings? In Tamil, edupukkal. Okay, it is the amount of cash or value of goods, assets, etc. withdrawn from the business by the owner for the personal use of the owner. So ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ்ல அதன் உரிமையாளர் தன் சொந்த பயன்பாட்டிற்காக அந்த பிஸ்னஸ்ல இருந்து ஏதாவது ரொக்கம், மணி ஆர் any goods, any assets, if he taken for his personal use, that is called drawings. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு ஷாப் வச்சுருக்குறோம், அந்த ஷாப்லேருந்து நமக்கு நம்மளுடைய தேவைக்காக நம்ம ஏதாவது அந்த ஷாப்லேருந்து எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா that is called drawings. So what is mean by drawings? It is the amount of cash or value of goods or assets withdrawn from the business by the owner for the personal use of the owner. If he has taken for his personal use, that is called drawings. Next one, voucher. So what is mean by voucher? சான்று சீட்டு, in another name ரசீது. So if some activities happened, they will give us a voucher, right? Let's read out. Any written or printed document in support of a business transaction is called a voucher. Example, cash receipt, invoice, cash memo, bank pay-in slip, etc. So any written document or a printed document. So if we pay money to the bank, or in a school if you are paying fees, they will give a slip, right? So anything, any written or printed document, for example any bills, okay, the whole thing, it is called voucher. Rasidu or sandu seat, cash receipt, invoice, cash memo, bank pay-in slip are the example of voucher. Next one, invoice. Invoice means பொருள் விவர பட்டியல். It is a statement prepared by a seller of goods to be sent to the buyer. It shows detail of quantity, price, value, etc. of goods and any discount given, finally showing the net amount payable by the buyer. So பொருள் விவர பட்டியல். So this is the example of invoice, and in that, how what are the things they bought and the details of the products and the units, amount, and the discount, any discount if they got, all the information about the product will be there in the invoice. Okay, so invoice means பொருள் விவர பட்டியல். It is a statement prepared by a seller of the goods to be sent to the buyer. It shows the detail about quantity, price, value, etc. of the goods and any discount given, finally showing the net amount payable by the buyer. It is a record of a transaction by the seller to the buyer. Okay. Next one, goods. Goods, you know, சரக்குகள் or பொருட்கள். It includes articles, things or commodities in which a business is dealing with. Example, furniture will be goods for those who deal in furniture business. So any business, என்ன business நம்ம எடுத்து பண்றோமோ அந்த businessல இருக்க பொருட்களை தான் நம்ம வந்து goods அப்படின்வோம். So it may be, if for example if you are doing a furniture business, all the furnitures we called as goods, சரக்குகள். Okay, or else if you are doing a car business or some other business, the product will be called as the goods. Okay, next one, purchases. Purchases means in Tamil கொள்முதல். Buying of goods with the intention of resale is called purchases. So buying means we go to a shop and we buy things. நம்ம வாங்குறது தான் buying. But in the meaning of purchase is we are buying goods with the intention of resale. Okay, so விற்பனை செய்யும் நோக்கத்துடன் சரக்குகளை நம்ம வாங்குவோம்னா that is called purchase, கொள்முதல். So in most the business people, they purchase goods. Okay, as a customer we buy things, but as a businessman they will purchase the goods. So பெரிய அளவுல வாங்குறது, அதுவும் இன்னொரு விலைக்கு விக்கிறதுக்காக நம்ம வாங்குறது பேரு purchase. Next one, purchase returns or returns outward. That means கொள்முதல் திருப்பம், return outwards. இதை வந்து வெளித்திருப்பம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So it has two names, purchases returns or returns outward. When goods bought or returned to the supplier, it is known as purchases returns or returns outward. So நமக்கு சப்ளை பண்ணவங்க, நம்ம ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் வச்சுருக்கிறோம், நம்ம ஒரு ஷாப் வச்சுருக்கோம், நமக்கு வந்து அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் தந்தவங்க கிட்ட if you find any damage or it is excess in amount or something, if we are returning it back to the supplier, that is called purchase return. Okay, so நம்ம கொள்முதல் செய்த நமக்கு அளித்தவங்க கிட்ட நம்ம அதை திருப்பி கொடுக்கும்போது it is called purchase return, or the other name is returns outward. Let's move on to next. Sales. When goods meant for resale or sold, it is called sales. Okay, so sales means virpanai, and you know it, the action of selling or being sold. Okay, the action of selling is called sales. So நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கிற பொருட்கள் எல்லாம் மற்றவங்க கிட்ட விற்பது தான் விற்பனை or sales. Next, sales return or returns inward. That means விற்பனை திருப்பம். We have seen purchase return, and here we are looking at sales return. When goods are sold and returned by the customers, it is called as sales return or returns inward. So purchase return, the other name is returns outward. Sales return, in other words, returns inward, விற்பனை உள் திருப்பம். Okay, so when goods are sold and returned by the customer, we are selling a product from our shop, and the customer he brought it back to us. Okay, if he find any damage, or if there is any warranty, to claim the warranty if he brought it back, that all comes under this sales return. So it includes warranty claims, return of the products, etc. ஸோ நம்மக்கிட்ட இருக்கிற பொருட்களை ஒரு கஸ்டமர் வாங்கிட்டு போகிறாரு, அப்புறம் அதில் ஏதாவது டேமேஜ் ஆர் ஏதாவது ஃபைன் பண்ணி ஆர் எக்ஸ்பிரி டேட் ஆர் ஏதாவது ஒன்று ஃபைன் பண்ணி அவர் வந்து அது அந்த பொருள் வேணாம் அப்படின்னு திரும்ப நம்மக்கிட்ட கொண்டு வராருன்னா இட் இஸ் கால்ட் சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன். ஸோ பர்ச்சேஸ் ரிட்டர்ன் மீன்ஸ் that we return to the supplier, but sales return means the customer return to us. It is called sales return. Next one is stock. Stock means சரக்கிருப்பு, unsold goods lying in a business on a particular date are known as stocks. So ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட நாள் வரைக்கும் விற்கப்படாம நம்ம கிட்ட அப்படியே இருக்கிற பொருளை தான் என்ன சொல்வோம், சரக்கிருப்பு. If the product is not sold and it is still lying on a shop, that is called stock. And next one, income, வருமானம். It is a amount receivable or realized from sale of goods or earnings from interest, dividend, commission, etc. So it is the amount received from our earnings. ஒரு பொருளை விற்பது மூலம் நமக்கு வருகிற இன்கம்மா இருக்கலாம், அல்லது ஏதாவது வட்டி இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் மூலம் வருகிறதா இருக்கலாம், ஆர் ஏதாவது பங்காதாயம், ஏதாவது கழிவுகள். that all we will discuss in detail in the further lessons. Okay, so from any sort of earnings is called income. Next one, expense, செலவுகள். It is the amount incurred in order to produce and sell the goods and services. So ஏதாவது ஒரு பொருட்களை நம்ம உற்பத்தி செய்கிறதுக்கு அல்லது அதை விற்பனை செய்கிறதுக்கு அதுக்கு ஆகிற செலவுகள். If we have a company like making some food product, so for that we may need gas or the products, raw materials, like some other things. To utilize that we need to spend more money. So what are the things that we are spending for to produce goods? That is called expense. Next, solvency. Solvency means கடன் தீர்க்கும் சக்தி. Solvency is the capability of a person or an enterprise to pay the debts. That means if a company has some debts and he can repay it. So ஒரு நிறுவனம் இருக்கு, அந்த நிறுவனத்துக்கு அந்த கடனை திருப்ப செலுத்தக்கூடிய தன்மை, அந்த சக்தி இருக்கு. That means கேஷா அவனுக்கு கடன் இருக்கலாம், பட் he may have many assets, அவனுக்கு நிறைய சொத்துக்கள் இருக்கலாம். At any time he can repay the debts, so by selling the assets and all, so that is called solvency, கடன் தீர்க்கும் சக்தி. So the banks and other people, if they give loans, they will see the solvency of the enterprises. Next one, insolvency, that means நொடிப்பு நிலை. Insolvency means incapability of a person or enterprise to pay the debts. So if a person is unable to pay the debts, that means insolvency, that is incapability of the person, நொடிப்பு நிலை. ஒரு நபர் அல்லது நிறுவனம் தன்னுடைய கடனை திருப்பி செலுத்த இயலாத நிலையை குறிப்பது insolvency. For example, if a person own a large house or a big car, but he don't have enough money to repay the debts, okay, if he may not have any assets or anything, so that situation is called insolvency. Let's move on to next one, assets. So what is mean by assets? சொத்துக்கள், நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்க சொத்துக்கள். It may be a house, it may be a car, or it may be a property, land, or the things, the products that we have in our shop or anything, okay, any machines, that all called assets. Any physical thing or right owned that has a monetary value is called assets. So ஒரு வணிக நிறுவனத்துக்கு சொந்தமான பண மதிப்புடைய பொருட்கள் எல்லாமே called சொத்துக்கள். Next one, liability. Liability means பொறுப்புகள். It refers to the financial obligation of the business. So அந்த ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ்ல நம்ம அடுத்தவங்களுக்கு செலுத்தி முடிக்க வேண்டிய எல்லா கடமைகளும் we called liabilities, பொறுப்புகள். Okay, these assets and liabilities are very very important in the accounting terminology. So if we have any debts, ஏதாவது கடன்கள் நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கு, or we need to pay some money to some persons, these all comes under liability, பொறுப்புகள். அது எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம வந்து செய்து முடிக்கணும், அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் liabilitiesல வரும். That means it refers to financial obligation. Next one, debtors. Debtor அப்படின்னு read பண்ணலாம், but the right pronunciation is debtor. The B should be silent, okay, debtors. A person who receives a benefit without giving money or money's worth immediately but liable to pay in the future or in due course of time. So debtor means கடனாளி or கடன் வாங்குபவர். நம்ம கிட்ட இருந்து கடன் வாங்கியிருப்பவங்கள நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், debtors. Okay, so ஒருவர் நம்ம கிட்ட இருந்து பணமோ அல்லது பண மதிப்புக்குள்ள ஏதோ ஒரு பொருளை வாங்கிட்டு அவரு திரும்ப எதிர்காலத்துல நான் அதை திரும்ப தருவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கியிருக்காருன்னா நமக்கு வந்து அவர் debtor. If we are having a shop and if some person come and ask us some product and he says he will return it later, he will pay for it later, and that person is debtor to us, அவன் வந்து நமக்கு கடனாளி. And the next one, creditor. கடனீந்தார் அல்லது கடன் கொடுத்தவர், நமக்கு கடன் கொடுத்தவர். A person who gives a benefit without receiving money or money's worth immediately but to claim in future. So நமக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு பணமோ அல்லது பண மதிப்போ அல்லது ஏதாவது பொருட்களோ நமக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு அது அப்புறம் நான் உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கிக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்ற ஆளுதான் கிரெடிட்டார். நமக்கு கடன் ஈந்தவர்கள் will call creditors. Okay, for example bank or any big industries, நம்ம வந்து கடையில எல்லா பொருட்களும் காசு கொடுத்து தான் நம்ம வாங்கி வைக்கணும் அப்படின்னு இல்லை, நமக்கு அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து நம்ம கடனா கூட வாங்கி வச்சுக்கலாம். So that persons bank and all will called creditors. If the bank provide us loan, they are creditors. Next page number 8. Page number 8. depreciation. Okay, the next term is depreciation. Have you ever heard this word? Okay, depreciation means தேய்மானம். It refers to the gradual reduction in the value of fixed assets due to usages and passage of time. So, காலப்போக்கு அல்லது ஏதாவது ஒரு பொருளை நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறதுனால அந்த பொருளோட வேல்யூ வந்து ரிடக்ட் ஆகும், கம்மியாகும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், if you are buying a car, so 2021 if we are buying a car and the worth is 5 lakh rupees. Okay, so we use it, we maintain it. After 4 or 5 years, if you want to sell that car, can we sell it for 5 lakh rupees? No, the amount, that the price may decrease. Okay, because that we have used it and the time also gone, so it is called depreciation. ஒரு பொருளை காலம் அல்லது அதை நம்ம பயன்படுத்துறதுனால அதோடைய சொத்து மதிப்பு வந்து குறைவது தான் depreciation. So in our lesson there is a separate subject called depreciation, and we will learn it in detail, and how to calculate the depreciation. There is separate formula for it, and all the details we will learn in detail in further classes. Okay, next one, bad debt. Bad debt means varakadan. So it is a loss to the business arising out of failure of a debtor to pay the dues. It is irrecoverable debt. That means ஒரு கடனாளி அவருடைய கடன் தொகையை செலுத்தாதது நமக்கு இழப்பாகும். If a person we have supplied a product for debt. Okay, கடனுக்கு நம்ம வந்து ஒரு ஆளுக்கு கொஞ்சம் காசு கொடுத்துருக்கோம், அது அந்த ஆள் கிட்ட இருந்து நமக்கு வரவே இல்லை. Okay, that is called bad debt. வரா கடன், அது வரவே வராது அப்படின்ற இருக்கிறது வந்து bad debt, and it is a loss for our business, right? So bad debt is loss due to business arising out of failure of a debtor to pay the dues. So that's all the basic terminologies and the things what we have learned in this class. Let's just remember basic accounting terminologies: transaction, cash transaction, credit transaction, account, capital, drawings, voucher, invoice, goods, purchases, purchase returns or return outwards, sales return or returns inward, stock, income, expense, solvency, insolvency, asset, liability, debtor, creditor, depreciation, and bad debts. Okay, so these are the terminologies that we have seen detailed in this video. I hope you have understood these terminologies. Okay, now let's move on to write our classwork. Take your classwork note and write today's date. Already we have written short answer questions. First question, explain the meaning of accounting. And now going to write second one, discuss briefly the branches of accounting. Discuss briefly the branches of accounting. The main branches of accounting are financial accounting, cost accounting, management accounting, social responsibility accounting, human resource accounting. The first one, financial accounting. It involves recording of financial transactions and events. It provides financial information to the users for taking decisions. Next one, cost accounting. It involves the recording of all the costs incurred in a business in a way that can be used to improve its management. And then management accounting. It is concerned with the presentation of accounting information in such a way as to assist management in decision making and in the day-to-day operations of an enterprise. And the fourth one, social responsibility accounting. It arises because of corporate social responsibility. Social responsibility accounting means measure the social welfare activities undertaken by the company and its effects to the society. The last one, human resources accounting. It is concerned with identification, quantification and reporting of investments made in the human resources of an enterprise. So write it down. The branches of accounting. Take time and write neatly. So if you have written, let's move on to next question. Third question. Discuss in detail the importance of accounting. So the importance of accounting, let's see. First one, systematic records. All transactions of an enterprise which are financial in nature are recorded in a systematic way in the books of accounts. Preparation of final statements. The preparation of final statements helps in distribution of profits to the owners and to provide funds for the future growth of the business. And the next, assessment of progress, analysis and interpretation of financial data can be done to assess the progress made in the different areas and to identify the areas of weakness. Aid to decision making. Management of a firm has to make routine and strategic decisions while discharging its functions. Legal evidence. Accounting records are generally accepted as evidence in courts of law and other legal authorities in the settlement of disputes. And the last one, computation of tax. Accounting records are the basic source for computation and settlement of income tax and other taxes. So when you learn, first learn the headings, okay, and then understand the headings and write the explanation. So systematic records, accounting is important for to record the financial accounts in a systematic way. And also we can explain to record all the transaction in a systematic way in the book of account. So it is important. Next, preparation of final statements. So accounting is important to prepare the final statement and it helps to distribute of profits to the owners as well as for the future growth of the business. Next one, assessment of progress. So to evaluate how the business is going and to identify the areas of weakness and identify the areas of profit. Okay, for that accounting is important. And aid to decision making. Management of a firm has to make routine and strategic decision while discharging its function. So it is important to maintain accounting to do decision making. Legal evidence. So accounting records are generally accepted as evidence in the court of law and other legal authorities. Next one, computation of tax. So to settle the tax and other taxes, income tax and all, it is needed. So in the previous class we have written the first question. Today we are writing two questions, and in the next class we will write next two questions. Okay. Take time and write neatly. If you don't get time, just pause the video and write it. Don't keep your classwork note incomplete. Okay, it must be completed while you come for correction. So let's move on to next to see the homework. Study the classworks and write answer for the following question. Discuss briefly the branches of accounting. So study the two questions and write answer for this question in your homework note. Do you get it? Study the classworks. Today we have written two questions. Study it and also just go through the terminologies that we have seen today. Read once again and understand it. Okay, and write answer for the following question. Discuss briefly the branches of accounting. Got it? Take a homework note and write this question. So that's all for today. And we have one more video to come to complete this first unit. So until then, take care. Thank you.